Hello, beautiful people of YouTube. Tonight, myself and Sammy Stacks are going to be drafting in a real Dynasty startup draft. I am very happy to be with you here tonight. Let me know who we're hanging out with here in the stream. Good to see some of you guys. I see Porikov, Dynasty Dude, Ricardo, Henry, Mike is here. Joel's in the building who's commissioning this league. Jacob is in the building. What's up, gang? Welcome in, welcome in. We've got a real Dynasty startup draft for you guys tonight. These are all promo code land annual mother flocker members. So in case you're wondering later on or you're watching this after the stream finishes, if you want to get into a real Dynasty startup draft with us, there is one left for the entire year. Only one more left. It'll take place 2 weeks from now, and then we'll have to wait until next offseason to do more Dynasty startup drafts.
Wow.
But this is your last chance to enter over on landleagues.com. Have to be a promo code land annual mother flocker member. Like I said, this is going to be one of your last chances to go ahead and enter into a drawing this year. Now, once you become a promo code land annual mother flocker member, you get a lot of perks, but one of the perks is when you go to landleagues.com, landleagues.com. Again, landleagues.com. When you go to landleagues.com, you will see the Morpheus League, landleagues.com. That is the league that you can enter. Okay, that will be the last Dynasty Startup Draft of the year. The Greek God theme worked out really well, and I've had a lot of fun with these drafts. But that is going to be the code word as well for today's giveaway. All right, so if you want to enter today's giveaway, I am going to be giving away a live team playbook. All you have to actually... I've got one stream. Okay, yeah, I'll do it. I'll do one more for you guys. A live team playbook. I'm going to give one away on tonight's stream. All you have to do to enter is like the stream. And then the second step is to type the code word, which for today is Morpheus. Morpheus, which is the name of the next land Dynasty Startup League. So that is the code word. What's up, gang? Welcome in, welcome in. Big TD says, how do I just get a team review, Zach? 2 simple ways before we jump into this draft. Easiest way, the best bang for your buck by far, is to become a promo code land. Has to be code land in your account when you buy. Annual mother flocker membership. That's going to give you a free voucher, which you can upgrade post if you want, to double your playbooks with a pro pass or whatever the case may be. You get also all the other perks. You get into a league. The other option is you can check out the pinned comment where it says join a land league. There's also a link tree there where you can buy one a la carte if you're a member of a different promo code or whatever the case may be. So let's go ahead and jump straight into this draft. This is the Prometheus League. Shout out to everybody in this league. Settings for this league. It is a Superflex start 10. There's a premium on the tight ends of 0.75. We do have the third round reversal here. And this is also code cinnamon. Sammy, what is code cinnamon as we start this draft? Joel, you can go ahead and turn that clock on for us.
Yeah. So code cinnamon, one of my favorite codes out there. Basically, we just don't want the draft to be affected by anything that Zach or I say or anything that anybody says in the chat. So if you see a falling value, you see somebody on the board, you can't believe he's still there, just keep it to yourself. Yeah. Once he comes off the board, we'll be happy to talk about it. And Mike asks if we're drafting. We are drafting out of the 5-hole for Contreras here.
We will be drafting for Contreras, so hopefully we do him right. We do his team justice. But shout out to everybody here in the Prometheus League. All these guys are members with the promo code LAND. Appreciate you guys showing some love to the channel. You guys have been awesome this year. But Josh Allen does go off the board. Wyatt says, when was the drawing for this draft? I never saw it posted. This drawing took place on, I think yesterday is when I officially did the drawing. And I forgot to post it to the Land Leagues Discord. I apologize. That's on me. We just have so many leagues right now going on with the best ball drafts and the Dynasty Leagues. It's hard to keep up right now for me. I'll be completely transparent with you guys. But if you don't know, while the Dynasty Leagues are coming to a close on landleagues.com, well, there's one more left, the Morpheus League, I am going to be doing a bunch of redraft leagues. I'm constantly doing best ball drafts 2 per week. You're welcome to join those if you're an annual member with Code Land as well. And when it hits August, I'll be doing real managed redraft leagues as well. So landleagues.com is still going to be a very valuable resource for a lot of you members out there. Josh Allen goes off the board at the 101. Muscle says, if you boxed a kangaroo, is it legal to admit doing it? That's a good question.
How to answer that?
Is it illegal to box a kangaroo?
I mean, if he comes at you, I'm sure everybody would just see it as self-defense, you know?
Okay, apparently Google says, yes, it is illegal to box a kangaroo under animal welfare and wildfare protection laws. But yeah, what about self-defense?
That tracks.
What about self-defense,
I mean,
you know?
Self-defense is a different thing, right?
Yeah. So surely that would play a part here a little bit. But that's a great question. I've not heard that question before.
Well, Flockonma says, what if he looks at you the wrong way? See, that's what I'm thinking.
So he's just looking at you smug, all smug, like...
Yeah, he's looking at you like he wants to fight, like he, you know, disrespectfully.
These are the questions we probably should be asking, honestly. But yeah, we would. I don't think there's anybody in the chat or...
I could take a kangaroo.
No, absolutely not.
No,
absolutely not. No, one kick to your chest, boy. You're going with those knees. Absolutely not. You'd be lucky to make it back to the hospital, my guy. You'd be absolutely lucky to make it back to the hospital.
I've seen have you seen that video of that guy where the kangaroo like has his dog and he's holding his dog and then the guy punches the kangaroo?
Yes.
It's a good video. We're on the clock.
That is a good video. We are on the clock. Josh Allen off the board. Bijan Robinson, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jamar Chase. This is Superflex. Yes, Morpheus. This is a Superflex startup draft, Dynasty startup draft, start 10. So, yeah, I agree with the two options that you put up there. I think...
It's just a positional thing, right?
What about that name? Not considering him at all? I'm not opposed to the other receiver.
I mean, I just prefer the other one, so I wouldn't. But same tier, back to back. Like,
Sammy, I think the way that these drafts go, I'm probably gonna lean towards the receiver here.
Yep, I completely agree.
How about you? Okay.
Yep, that's fine.
So we're gonna go ahead and draft Puka Nacua here at the 105. He's gonna be the first pick for this team. As long as he can stop biting people, he might go down as a Hall of Famer. And I think that's a bet that we're willing to make at this point in time.
This is true. Absolutely. I mean, yeah, he can... there's already, like, you know, his rehab went well and all that kind of stuff. That's not really something that, like, I want to worry about for Dynasty. Like, I feel like once you get into that, like, so many of these guys are idiots and they do stupid things. Like, once you know, get into the depths of that, you'll be moving a lot of guys down your rankings. So I'm fine with Puka here. And yeah, I think there's an argument to go quarterback, but we know this offseason how these drafts sort of go. If you're not, you know, in a fast draft, it does end up being that you get a lot of good values at quarterback.
Want to give a big shout out to Antler Ice and his wifey. Shout out to y'all.
Yes, sir.
You guys are in the finals for the Flock League. We're going to be recording that, I think, next week. Is that how it's happening? Which will be a lot of fun. Flock Anonymous says... please tell me y'all saw the buffalo at Yellowstone. That was one of the crazier videos I've seen.
Insane.
In a hot minute. I mean, first off, what are you supposed to do in this scenario, though?
I mean,
this man's running
he's doing everything he can.
Yeah. I mean, that is crazy, dude. It's like he's reaching for the pylon. I've seen a Colts running back score that way back in 2013. That's terrible. That's tough. I mean, I hope that he's okay, though.
And he's so far away when the video starts. Yeah, yes. Yeah, absolutely nuts.
Joel, if you can send me some screenshots of the trades that went down, or I think I actually have access to the chat here.
It might just be one, honestly, between V-Town and J-Flow.
Okay, so this was the trade that went down, and you're right, it was one. It looks like, is there a simple way to explain this? Did they just swap?
Yeah. So... yeah, basically, J-Flow moves up to the 103 and moves down from his they swap fifths, but then he sends a 7th and a 9th and gets back a 9th and a 10th. So it's really like that 7 to 10 swap for those 4 spots in the first round. And he ends up moving down and taking Bowers in this point in this 0.75
tight end premium. Would it have been, I gotta be honest, making that trade with May on the board, I'm not saying Bowers was the wrong move at all, but that would have felt like, because we've seen May go at the 101 plenty of times this year, that would have felt like instantly you paid off that trade straight away. I'm not saying Bowers was the wrong pick, but
Drake is the guy that you and I, talked about at the 105, and like I still have him ranked as my 102 because like I do think that I want to value these quarterbacks higher, but the fact that I think that there'll be a ton of good quarterback values later, we don't want to have to pass on all of them because we already have some elite names. So May at the 108 is an awesome value. Jaden Daniels at the 109, also an awesome value, like we've talked about. I do think Bowers belongs in this tier in a 0.75 premium.
I don't disagree with that at all. Yeah.
But yeah, moving down from Gibbs to May and getting all that plus would feel awesome.
That would be awesome. Not to say that moving down from Gibbs to Bowers is the wrong move. It's a big premium, but it's just something that I was thinking about there. So we've got 4 quarterbacks so far through 11 picks. Joel, your commissioner, is on the board here at the 112. Appreciate y'all being here, hanging out with me. If you didn't hear earlier, I am going to be giving away a live team playbook. This may be the last live team playbook I give. I'm not sure. Don't want to commit to that, but it might be the last one I give away, at least this off season. I could be wrong on that, but if you'd like to enter, all you have to do is like today's stream. That's step 1. Step 2 is to type the code word. And I know for sure that this next league on landleagues.com, this next Dynasty Startup League, is the last one I will do this off season. Obviously in 2027, we'll have plenty of startup drafts for you, but that is the code word for today, Morpheus, simply because it is the next upcoming Dynasty Startup Draft. If you want to enter into that drawing, you can do so right now as long as you're a Land Annual Mother Flocker member. You just have to go to landleagues.com and enter there. Okay, so Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jeremiah Love coming off the board there. Not a bad start at all. I don't hate that.
No, it's a good start. Genty, the RB3 in this one, which is interesting. That switched around a little bit. Caleb Williams at the 110, which, yeah, it feels gross being at the 110 there. Like, even though that is who I would have taken as well, having to, it's such a big tier after these top 9 for me in this format.
Yeah.
It's tough, man. It is tough.
I agree. I just want to give a shout out to Patty Ice, who says, me personally, I would have just stiff armed the Buffalo. I mean, like, what are we doing? He's like, I mean, I would have been able to figure this out. All right.
Oh God, yeah. That's got to be like the scariest moment of that guy's life. Like when you're in the air, you don't know when you hit the ground, you don't know if you're living or not.
It's like that TikTok trend was like, hey, you probably wonder how I got here.
Oh yeah, while he's upside down.
Yeah.
10 feet in the air, yeah.
What's up, D. Irvine? Welcome in, man. We're doing well. Hopefully you're doing well as well. Appreciate you guys being here with us, hanging out. Snyder said, I haven't done a Dynasty yet, so this will be good learning. Welcome in. Appreciate you being here, my dude. Good to have you in the chat. Dynasty is a very fun way to play the game. It looks like we have a 2-minute trade window clock that was just called. If you guys don't know, in these startup drafts, everybody has one trade window that they can call. They can only call it when they're on the clock. And it is 2 minutes in total that they get the clock paused. I want to clarify, though, because in previous streams, people have commented things when I've used the trade window and said, wow, the commissioner of this league is pausing the draft. Why is he abusing his power? To be clear, number 1, I don't commission these leagues. Number 2, everybody gets a trade window. Everybody can pause a clock for 2 minutes. And that's what's happening right here. It looks like Cryptic Rocket is looking to potentially trade down, I guess, from the 203. That's what I would guess. And I would also say, by the way, Sammy and I were drafting for Contreras, or Contreras. I'm probably saying that wrong. If you want to make any moves, feel free to send us offers. We're always willing to move back if the price is right. So, yes. By the way, in the chat, we had the question, who would you prefer to draft in this format in a 0.75 tight end premium? Drake May or Brock Bowers? Right now, 62% of you guys are saying Drake May, but it is pretty close. I would agree with you, Sammy, that they're in the same tier, so I don't think it's crazy.
Yeah, like I do think Bowers enters this tier in this format.
Yeah.
But like I saw this. This was, I can't remember who this was from. This was a guy who he's now doing media, and he used to work for the Raiders. And going into last season, he said that they in the building believed that like Brock Bowers in their offense was like on track to break the like records of tight end receptions and yards and stuff like that. Like I think that a lot of what they did this offseason too, not really addressing the position, the pass catching position very heavily, kind of like leans into that. Like they
Kirk
really
Cousins
do believe that
loves his tight ends. I mean,
dude, yeah, like they really do believe that this offense can run entirely through him.
Yeah.
And in a .75, that just gives you a massive, massive advantage.
While the Raiders were a bad offense last year, so much has changed. I would anticipate them being one of the more positive movers up in, as far as like offensive efficiency across the board. I'm not going to say that they'll be a top 10 offense. I think top 20
so low.
is in the range of outcome. I wouldn't even say that's an expectation, but that's totally in the range of outcome. And the best part about these Raiders is it's so consolidated. You don't ever have to worry about, well, there's so many weapons all around and what's going to happen here. No, it's very clear that Genty's the dude. Brock Bowers is the dude. I mean, they're going to probably collectively account for, is it crazy to say like 65% of the total offense? Like, that's what it feels like.
Crazy. Like, it really does. Like, you paid Jalen Naylor, Trey Tucker's there. You and I both have hope for Jack Besh, but like that's dwindling by the day.
I'm keeping the light on for you, Jackie.
We are keeping the light on, but I don't know if he's coming to turn it off.
That's unfortunately maybe true. What's up, Godsey? Welcome in, man. Joba says, is it tight end premium or extra bonus per reception so people don't punt tight end? Tight end premium means that there's an additional points given per reception for tight ends. So in this example, normal catch for a receiver and a running back is worth 1 point. For a tight end, it's worth 1.75, right?
Well, he's asking if it's just so people don't punt it. I think he knows what it is.
Oh, okay. I apologize. Well, it's people, I think, sometimes swing too far into the premiums, but it's to just give the tight end position a little bit more value overall because it's historically been one of the lower valued positions in fantasy football, not just Dynasty, but also Dynasty football.
I think it was born out of just like people wanting tight ends to matter more.
Yeah.
Right. Like, and you now have the tight end, 12 through 24 scoring similarly to like a wide receiver 3 and like a 1.5 tight end premium. And it offers more flexibility and stuff like that. It's the same when people do like points per carry, like it's just that kind of thing where it might just like balance the playing field a little bit for the positions and make more guys relevant. And like, in my opinion, more points is good. It's fun. I do think that once you get into like these crazy 2-point tight end premiums and beyond that, it gets a little wild. But
0.5 is fine. Like, that makes sense.
0.5 is like the sweet spot for
0.75 maybe pushing it, but full point is probably overvaluing the position. And then, like you said, we're seeing people who do 1.5 premiums or 2-point premiums. Sometimes they just get absolutely wild. Probably the question of the day here from Jobis. Zach, are you just bald and can't grow hair, or do you think you look better with a shiny dome? Which, it's a very personal question, but I actually don't care.
Investigative journalism.
Yeah, it's like, I'm actually writing a blog about this. Look, it's a combination of a couple of things. A lot of you know this, a lot of you don't know this. I have something called Crohn's disease, and I have been on medication for that for more than half of my life.
Nice work, making the man feel bad about himself.
No, that's all I'm saying. The reason I say that is because the medications, they basically they make male pattern baldness happen quicker. It was already happening to me. My grandpa had like the whole crown, and I could grow like really long hair and hide it, but I just don't care transparently. I mean, I joked at one point last year, a couple of years ago, like with Mason, like, oh, will we go to Turkey one day, and are we going to get hair transplants? But transparently, like, I did the buzz cut a couple of years ago just for fun during COVID. And then my wife was like, that doesn't look bad. And I thought to myself, I don't really want to go through all the effort of going to Turkey and like, maybe a younger version of me would have cared more about my hair and like what it looked like. At this point in my life, I just don't really, the answer is more out of convenience. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't care enough. But I could grow long hair. Like, it's not as if like there's no hair up there. It's just the hairline's gone, there's no way I'm pulling the slick back look back that I had previously in my lifetime. And if I do the look with a lot of these kids do, we call it the ice cream cone, where they push their hair all forward, and it's just like a little. If I push my hair forward, then the crown is just showing. So there's hair there, but it's just like I just stopped caring. A younger me definitely cared, but just stopped caring. So. And I'm not offended at all by the question, Jobis, by the way. Not offended at all.
It's a good way to be, man. Like I think that the bald looks great. I think that everybody, when you revealed it, I think everybody agreed as well. And damn,
just have to embrace
Neighbors
it.
there would have been nuts.
Neighbors is wild to fall that far. I mean, you and I were both thinking the same thing. That's my 12th ranked player.
Me too. Yeah.
Oh, that would have been awesome. Well, Sammy,
now
we just fell out of a tier for me.
Really?
What about you?
Well, I mean, like, the 3 guys I put underneath, I'd be happy with in that order.
No, okay, I should clarify. It's not like I'm unhappy with the option, because I agree on the first name that you're... Why don't we pull the chat? Chat, what do you think we're about to do? What player do you think we're about to take? I think you guys know. But the reason I say we fell out of a tier is because, like, neighbors there is just...
He would have been, He, based on, the market value, yeah.
Where's he going in startup drafts? And I think Neighbors, on average, in these Dynasty startup drafts, is the 112 on average. The lowest he's ever gone is 17. I don't know where this would have put him. 12.
This is the 207?
This is the lowest he's ever gone in a Dynasty startup draft this offseason.
19, yeah. The chat is pretty spot on.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna take a Martin Hampton here.
No surprise to anybody.
This is a spot where I don't need to bang the table for him.
Yeah.
Really good value.
I'm gonna already do it for you. I love Hampton this year. I think.
And then we let NSYNC get the Chase Burrow stack.
The Chase Burrow stack. We were considering Joe Burrow there at the 208, but again, the way these leagues typically go, rare. It just feels like pushing quarterback has been the move for us.
Yeah.
But Burrow, Chase, maybe over. Should we stop the stream now?
But thing is that it's like it happens in like every league now. It's like if you're picking in the top 5, you're like, yeah, I think I might start my draft Chase Burrow. See what happens. It's just kind of normal.
It's not uncommon.
Whereas previously, like last year or the year before, we would have been like, this is insane.
When does Joe Burrow, and I say this just out of curiosity, not that I have a specific opinion. I don't think he is being overdrafted this year. I don't think he's being underdrafted. I think Burrow's being fairly drafted. My question is, when does he get like the Dak Prescott treatment where it's like, you're now an older quarterback, you have had injuries, you don't provide rushing upside. When does that flip happen? I mean, it's objectively strange to see his ADP versus some of the other names, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong. It's just a question I'm asking.
I think we've just seen that like people just believe in how good he is as a quarterback, and we've seen the elite ceiling from him a few years ago. It is thinner though. Like the fact that he doesn't have the rushing upside means that last year he in his starts quarterback 15 in points per game.
Yeah.
So, that's in the range of outcomes as well, just because he isn't going to run the ball. I think that he's so solid though.
Yeah.
High floor. It's an offense you want to be bought into. And you're not paying a top 8 pick that you used to have to.
Totally.
Right? Now you're getting him at the back end of the second round behind Jackson Dart in this draft at least.
Absolutely.
Right? So
there's absolutely a range of outcome if he stays healthy where he can be right up there as a first round startup pick in drafts next year. I think there is a timeline for some of these guys. You're already seeing it with Mahomes a little bit. To be fair, Mahomes hasn't exactly presented the same type of ceiling in fantasy that a Burrow has, but some of these non-rushing quarterbacks as they get older, for whatever reason, even though we're playing in a 2 to 3 year window, which is why I think some of the quarterbacks that go later are a little bit silly. But I want to give a shout out to where is this question? Someone may have deleted it. John posted a question about my family. John here. I don't know what happened to the comment. It got deleted for some reason, but he said, "Your family looks beautiful. Congratulations." Do you know what he's referring to? That's a deep pull for some people. He said, "I saw the photo of you and your family in your video, and your family looks beautiful. Congratulations."
I guess I didn't watch the video.
Well, this is a shout out to the character Chad that I made.
I did watch that video.
Yes.
You had a family in that video?
Yeah, I made a fake family. Put Chiefs jerseys on all of them. This is one of the characters that I'm kind of adopting for the redraft season. I'll kind of make a new rendition every year, but if anybody hasn't seen this, I'm not selling you anything because you're all annual members anyway, but I'll let you guys watch this real fast so you know what he was talking about.
This is Chad. Last year, Chad joined his friend's fantasy football league for the first time. He drafted the worst team possible and finished last place. A year later, he lost his job, his wife left him, and his kids no longer respected him. Don't be like Chad. Get the season pass
Anyway.
for just $34 with the...
I like the deep pulls from people. And he's talking about this family right here. Which, by the way, my wife, who she is half Australian, half Chinese, she was really upset that I used a white family. I'll just say that. She was like, "Who is this bitch?" I was like, "All right, calm down. It's just a joke." But yeah, shout out to you for getting the pull. We got Devon Achane here at the 210. Justin Herbert at the 211. Loveland at the 212 in a big premium. Not a surprise, but man, for Joel to start Amon-Ra, Jeremiah Love, Drake London, that's awesome. That's crazy. That might be the lowest we've ever seen London go. Just like Neighbors. Let's see. I mean, London on average a 209. The lowest he's fallen is 24th. So he's never gotten out of the second round. That's 25th right there. Oh, hold on, Sammy. Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead. You should be able to hear you. We should be able to hear you now.
Oh, you muted me?
On accident, yeah.
Wow. I don't like that you have that power.
Next
time I start talking about Justin Jefferson, I'm gonna.
I got all the power. Don't tempt me.
Yeah, I don't think it's not. I guess it's not insane if he normally goes, end of the second. Loveland gets pushed up here because of the tight end premium, which I'm okay with. I think that's a really good value on Colston Loveland. Yeah. But yeah, going right next to Tedero McMillan, I feel like they're similar archetypes. London's already done it. He's had the 16 point per game season.
Yeah, exactly. I guess I'll ask everybody in this league. Anyone wants to talk 308?
If somebody wants to move up, give us a little pick swap later on, be very happy to do that.
I'm going to go ahead and just
some running backs
send a couple offers as well. As we did get another trade that went down, by the way.
We did with Cucky T.
Cucky's a crazy username, by the way, but I like that you're embracing it.
Cucky T.
Let's see. Cucky, the trade that he made, he got the 211, which was Herbert, and the 1202 for the 403 and the 603. So Cucky actually got the 403 and the 603. It's crazy that you're making us say that word, but here we are.
We'll keep doing it.
I voluntarily say it sometimes. I'm not going to lie to you. Look, James Cook, Jonathan Taylor off the board. They are in that tier of running back for sure. Jonah's giving some love to Joel, by the way. He says Joel over Roger Goodell. Joel is a fantastic commissioner. Shout out to him.
I completely agree with that. I just I sent you a little short list of who I'm looking at here if we can't get a trade
that
done.
Top name and that bot. Actually, I like all three of these a lot.
Yeah.
And we're 3 picks away, so we're gonna have a great.
We're gonna get one of them,
no matter what. But I am gonna send a couple people. Do we want to get out of this range though?
I think if that top one is there, I don't.
Yeah.
If we can move back, still stay in like the, if we can move back like before our 4 or 5 pick,
Yeah.
like just move back like a handful of spots, that would be
I'm going to send a couple offers out, just see how people are feeling.
We got some cinnamon in the chat. Jobus, just a reminder. Just gonna
Roe Bowers. I'm gonna send you an offer, Roe Bowers.
Scribbles, that's your one chance, all right? Scribbles said we're gonna take JCM, which I think is far enough removed.
That is far enough removed. Yeah, we're obviously not doing that.
I'm freaking chat police tonight. I don't want to be chat police, but we have rules around here.
I mean, do we?
Sometimes. Subjective. It's a dictatorship. We all know this. The bald man rules. Jobus, it's all right, my friend. You're forgiven.
What's up, Lou? Titan Premium is 0.75 here. 0.75.
Yes,
that's right. Appreciate y'all being here with us, hanging out. Dynasty season is coming to a close. It's not that we won't stop playing Dynasty. I love Dynasty. But at the same time,
No, it's true. Tiny Goose says, you guys just literally just asked everyone to commit code cinnamon in round 2. We told them to guess who we were going to take, and then we got mad that they were talking about it.
Dynasty season might be coming to an end as far as like the hype goes, but here's what I'll say.
Yeah.
There are some people out there who are like, I will only play Dynasty. You want me to play in a redraft league? Gross.
I gotta understand that, man.
Here's the thing.
Drafting is the most fun thing ever.
100%. I think both have a very special place in my heart. And if anything, when the Dynasty season, quote unquote, is starting to die down, you know that the season is actually getting closer. I mean, that should make you very excited for real NFL football. So that's kind of where I think Sammy and I
like I think that you have this dynamic where Dynasty sort of fills that need when redraft season. God damn, that's twice. Crush is this is an insane draft.
Wow.
From Crush.
Could you imagine starting a draft? JSN Neighbors Hurts. Oh my gosh.
So do you want to take our other guy?
I'm down to take our other guy, but I want to see if anybody is interested in trading up here. Yeah. Tell us in the chat or message me, because we have about 45 seconds here to determine if we want to use the trade window or not.
Yeah, and we'll use it if we get some negotiations going.
Exactly.
While we wait for that, I was just saying, like, Dynasty's supposed to fill the void of not having football and fantasy football to talk about.
Okay, Jay Flo says to hit him up. Jay Flo, you're pretty far back, but
I'm not 4-7.
I'm not opposed.
Yeah, I'm not opposed. I'll do it, honestly.
Let's call the trade window.
Yeah,
we're gonna call our trade window. I think it's worth having a conversation here. We're moving back a full round.
Yeah, so we move back to the 4-7. Maybe Jay Flo gives us the 5-10, and we send back
7-8.
The 7-8. Yeah,
that's kind of where my mind was gonna go.
So we move down a round from the 3 to the 4, and then he moves down 2 rounds from the 5 to the 7. I think that's reasonable.
I don't know how it could be more fair than that.
No, honestly.
You got to pay a bigger premium to move up in the higher round, obviously. So J-Flow, that's in your inbox. I've sent offers to Roe Bowers, Cucky, V-Town. I'll send one to NSYNC here as well.
Shout out Justin Timberlake.
Okay, we are no longer on the clock. That trade has completed. So the trade that we cooked up live here on stream just went down. Nice. So we get the 407 and the 510. We send away the 308 and the 708. So trade is completed. Joel, you can go ahead and put Mr. Joe Flo on the clock. And we have no third round pick, but we have 2 fourths and 2 fifths. Sammy, I like that a lot.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I definitely I like that trade-off there for sure.
That's exactly who we were going to draft too.
We were going to take Igbuka, so that's a good move for J Flow to make. I'm really excited about Emeka Igbuka, man. I think that I think he's going to have a really, really big year.
I concur. Very excited about him. He was on a video I released on Fantasyland Football last week, and man, to me, he's the most obvious answer to the question, like, who could be the next JSN this year?
I mean, your boy had a video, the next JSN. It wasn't only him, but I talked about a bunch of guys, and yeah, Igbuka, he fits the profile perfectly. He really does.
Yeah.
He really does.
All right, so we see Bo Nix coming off the board at the 309. Brother Bo Nix. Seems like he's not getting a lot of hype. I mean, a new addition, obviously Code Cinnamon here, but what do you think? Oh my gosh. Sorry, I released a video today. You know what? Never mind. I'll talk about this after the player goes off the board. I need to reply to someone in the comment section. Sorry, give me 1 second.
Zach's got a keyboard warrior for a minute, guys. Bear with him. Wild Dog. Is this the fake Wild Dog again? Is that what we're dealing with tonight?
Okay, we'll have a fun conversation here in a second because honestly,
we don't have to. We really don't have to.
It's so interesting because I'm just gonna say something. It's always so funny when I transition my content focus from Dynasty to Redraft, because the Dynasty comment section can be ruthless, but they're typically not like, I don't want to be mean when I say this, but like, it's typically not like stupid comments. Like, they're harsh, they're probably not fair, they probably aren't representing the opinion that you expressed in a video, but they're typically not like completely stupid comments. But when you go to the redraft side of things, there are just some of the dumbest comments in the world. I'm like, I'll explain in a second because there's a very specific use case for me saying these type of things. Anyway, Bo Nix comes off the board. Nico Collins, Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence has a bunch of great weapons we all love. I think he's worthy of going in that range.
Yeah, I have a tier of him. Bo Nix is in that tier. A few other guys, but like when I shift to like a redraft lens, right? Like I think that I start to think that I prefer Lawrence to a lot of those guys, and like how do I view that for Dynasty? You know, you got to consider a range of outcomes, but I think that he really does have like an elite ceiling. You know, he was running the ball a lot more last year as well, so
yeah. Mystery says Drake London the third is insane. It's ridiculous. This is a money league, and then says, I wish I played against all your subs. Hey man,
you can
today. If you want to come in, you know, dominate all these inferior subscribers we have, then become a promo code land annual Mother Flocker member. Get into a draft with us. But very strong opinions from this guy. Doesn't like CeeDee Lamb. And
well, he doesn't know how old CeeDee Lamb is. That's a problem.
Yeah, but as we mentioned at the beginning, this is a 0.75 tight end premium. So that's why you're seeing a lot of these tight ends getting pushed up the board a little bit. Chase Brown at the 312, man, that's got to be the highest we've seen him go. The 312 is what pick overall? It's
36.
36, yeah. So that's not the highest.
He went higher
actually.
once.
Yeah.
He went 31 once.
And
I
35.
think that this is like where I'd want to take him if I saw that contract extension.
Ooh, big time. If he got that extension that Cook got a couple years ago.
Yeah, exactly. Like if they truly show that they're committed to him long term, because they brought in Jeremiah Love on a visit this year, right? Like they were looking at a ton of running backs last year. It just seems like they aren't completely committed to him long term.
Yeah.
Now, if that changed with a contract, then I'd pretty much be all in, honestly.
Yeah. I think we know who we're going to draft here, right? Yeah. The top name is where my mind went straight away. I mean,
yeah, if he or she, I want to code Cinnamon.
Yeah. We might be. I'm sorry, I was trying to think of a WNBA player's name, and I blanked. I know her name. If Caitlin Clark's on the board,
I wouldn't be able to pass her up.
Maybe we might take her. Okay.
Yeah.
Mystery says 27 is too old to draft in the early second. These analysts are crazy.
I can't believe I'm being called an analyst right now.
You made it, Sammy.
Cool. I forget. I'm gonna go tell my mom right now. I'm gonna call her.
Bring her on the stream.
I mean, I think, look, I have Jefferson ranked lower than here. I'm also like not controlling all of these teams. So
great pick.
I've
been advocating for people to sell CeeDee Lamb all offseason. So I mean, I don't really know why these
I'm
analysts
not,
are taking shots right now, but you go off, King.
I think that I'm more of like a late second for CD and Jefferson. I would just rather take the younger assets. We know how we know how the market values these 27-year-old.
Oh my goodness,
27-year-old wide receivers. Okay,
Sammy.
so
Good Lord.
Christian McCaffrey.
I mean, wow. Didn't expect it. I am leaning towards the younger player here.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool with me. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Is there anybody else you'd want? I'll let you know another guy that I would consider here.
Okay, hit me up.
Yeah, I just sent it to you.
I don't hate that. Let's take...
They're all very close for me.
You know what? Because I think that running back is kind of in his own tier right now on the board. I reckon we take him, and then we see who falls.
I think
to us.
He does fit the build too.
Yeah, we're gonna grab Ken Walker here. You and I have said this most of the offseason. We feel as if Jonathan Taylor, James Cook, Ken Walker should be right in that tier. He should not be considered inferior to those names. And I think he's...
we're right. We're on the clock again in one pick.
We're on the clock again in one pick. That's why I was saying,
awesome.
Let's hope that one of those other names fall.
Yeah. Well, we'll get one of them now. The two that we mentioned.
We've taken this other guy a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I was hoping that.
We wanted.
I was hoping Tate was gonna be on the board.
Here's the other guy I have ranked very close that I'd be fine with here.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that.
Oh, you call me predictable? What's going on?
Olave's been gone, right? Yeah, 401.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna double check that there's no one else I am considering. Nico's been gone, right?
Nico's gone, yeah. I sent you another one if you want a different flavor.
I don't have a strong opinion on this pick, so I'm gonna let you make it. We have two running backs and a receiver.
No. You just don't want to have to. You just don't want to have to pick the one guy.
I don't mind which one we take.
Why do I have to do this?
Come on, step up to the plate. Make the pick. Okay, one last thing. Hold on.
What? Did you mute me for that, please?
One last thing.
We already called out a trade window. Oh, did you message me?
I messaged you. Quick.
Oh, no.
Okay. Then Sammy's just going to force me to make the pick.
Go Bird.
Okay,
Rice is fine.
He's going to force me to make the pick because he's...
That's fine.
He's not going to want to say anything here, and the clock's running down. So we're going to start with Puka, Hampton, Walker, Rice. This is the most land-coded start you can find.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think like Rashee Rice and we just talked about Justin Jefferson and CeeDee Lamb being, like 27 peaking, wide receivers. Rashee Rice projects very similarly to those guys.
Yeah.
It's literally just the case of he's a bonehead, and we don't know long term how they're gonna view him. But
yeah, and look, I get
genuinely
why people
I
are
think
concerned about that, but I think some of it's a little bit overblown.
Yeah, I think that we could end up on this team with two top 5 running backs and 2 top 5 wide receivers this year.
I think that's a real possibility. Top 6
Very
is probably
easily
gonna make people feel more comfortable saying, but
I'll say top 5.
I was considering Warren. Warren went off the board next.
Yeah.
When I sent that message, Sammy said, "No, gross, no way." You guys heard it.
I can't. dude, I can't take a tight end who like I'm, projecting to be good, but like over a 26-year-old wide receiver that's going in the second round of redraft leagues. Like I don't care. Like even with the premium, it's just like there'll be tight ends later. I can't pull them up that much.
Yeah. Joel says, everyone keeps saying how awesome a value London was, but no one knows how salty I am Colston went one pick before me. So it looks like Joel would have punted London even further if Loveland was on the board there.
I mean, Joel, if you're that upset about it, we'll give you Rice for him.
Yeah, we can make something work. Henry says, if KC does not sign Rice to an extension, then what? Yeah, this is everyone's question. And my question back to you guys is, who is giving Rashee Rice the money that Kansas City is? Like, there is not leverage there. Rice means far more to the Chiefs offense than he does to any other offense, and he's a perfect fit for their offense. So, I used to think that way as well. I don't think it's a crazy question to ask in the sense of like, well, how do we project his future? But reality is, he's just a perfect fit for this offense. I don't see the Chiefs being in a position where they can draft like a top 10 wide receiver at any point in the next Mahomes era, unless he's, injured again. And transparently, Rice is, in my opinion, by far easily the best weapon they have to run their offense through. Worthy is a complimentary player. I don't see him being a focal point where, he's ever getting, 140 targets in a season or something. Kelsey is just getting older and older. Every year he looks slower. He looks less nimble. I think Rice is easily their best engine that they're going to work through. And I don't see a scenario in which they can, unless there's a huge wide receiver that enters free agency, which never happens. Tell me the last time a huge wide receiver entered free agency. It doesn't happen. People sign their receivers to big deals, even if they don't like them. Christian Kirk was maybe the best free agent wide receiver available we've seen, recently. So I think he's going to easily sign in Kansas City. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong.
I think my concern, I am maybe a little more concerned than you are. I think there is room for a potential where the Chiefs go, Rice, based on his production, is going to ask for close to top of the market money, right?
I don't see that happening, though.
But is he not going to ask for that if he has like a 1,200-yard season?
I think he will ask for whatever he believes he deserves, as every player will. But when there's no market, ultimately, I think that's when the push will come to shove.
I do think there is a team out there that, Christian Kirk got overpaid in free agency. If Rice makes it to free agency, we know that these guys get paid more on the open market than they do signing extensions with their current team. So I do get what you're saying, and I think that it's a valid argument. I do think that there's more room for a situation where the Chiefs don't want to pay Rice what Rice thinks that he's worth.
Sure.
And they say, we can find a guy on day 2 of the draft that can do what Rice does, because he's obviously not as talented as the other guys who he scores similarly to as a wide receiver, right?
Sure.
It's a lot of this, gimmicky, I think is a little too harsh on Rashee Rice.
Right.
But it is a lot of manufactured stuff. He's great after the catch. I think that the Chiefs may view it as a lot of people can do what he does. And I don't want to feel this way. I have a huge bag of Rashee Rice in Dynasty.
Yeah.
And I think as long as he's on the Chiefs, he's a phenomenal fantasy asset.
Yep.
I am a little more scared that they just say compiling what I just mentioned about the skill set and how they think they can replace him with the boneheaded stuff. Do you want to pay this guy who continually does stupid shit? Do you want to pay him $40 million a year?
It's kind of making the case that I have, though, in the sense that there's not a market out there where
maybe
Kansas
nobody
City's
wants
going
to
to
pay
have
them
to
that. You're
aggressively
absolutely right.
compete with other people, and he's getting T. Higgins money. I just don't see that market out there. That's that's kind of where I stand.
We got Saquon at the 409 and AJ Brown at the 5-4.
Yeah. This is a wild draft so far. This is definitely, Calendars has 2 tight ends, no running backs or receivers.
Is, going for it.
No running backs through 4 rounds, no receivers through 4 rounds.
Who needs them?
We've got the rainbow start at the 1 spot. Joel's going heavy on the receivers in this build.
That start for Joel is unreal, by the way.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
So good.
You and I have 2 picks coming up here, the 508 and the 510.
We do. We do indeed.
Send
let
me
yeah.
some stuff that you're thinking.
I like that.
Okay.
I like that as well. Yeah, Brees is gone, eh? Write me an essay.
Yeah, I'm just explaining to you why I'm thinking what I'm thinking.
We do have the 605 as well.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Two of the next three.
Two of the next three. Sure. Yeah.
Love running back. Love wide receiver here.
Yeah.
But
Travion goes. Travion would have been somebody we were looking at.
yeah.
Yeah, so okay, yeah. So we're on the same page.
Okay.
Jadarian
Jadarian Price, that's a fun
Price
one.
goes. So do you want, like, I really think that okay, wait, let me look at who's after us.
It's funny, Jadarian Price is going so much higher than Tyson, for example, some of the other guys, for example, and, you know, people are worried about drafting him in Dynasty, but in redraft, when we're projecting for this year, people are all in. It's just an interesting, is dichotomy the right word? I mean... Okay.
This is what I'm thinking right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you want to play that. If you want, like, I think that the initial guy we taught, this guy, is such a good value here.
Yeah.
So then we could go him, then one of, and then the 5'10". Yeah, sure. I like that. I also think, what you said there, it's more likely the other guy falls.
Yeah.
I'm good with that. We got 7 seconds.
I didn't know we were on the clock.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know we were on the clock that entire time. I was waiting for our pick to be available. Okay, that could have been tragic. But we took Mendoza there at the 508. That makes him the 106, Sammy, doesn't it? Or no, it doesn't. It makes him the 105.
No, 105.
Still pretty good value. Pretty rarely do you see Price ahead of Mendoza in a rookie draft, and this is just perfect.
Harold Fanning goes, thank God. If he took Lemon, I would have been so mad at you.
So we're going to grab Lemon here. We got the 105 and the 106 technically in a rookie draft. Pretty happy with the squad so far. I'm liking the way that the bones feel.
Yeah, I like it.
It's some healthy bones.
The bones are healthy.
Yeah.
The bones are healthy.
Okay. Mystery says, completely agree with the Rice take. Just Jets, CD, and Rice wash to me. Wild Dog says, Team 9 doesn't care about fantasy. What do you mean? What do you mean? Why do you say that?
I think he means Dynasty.
Oh, maybe Dynasty. That Dynasty aspect.
Probably what he meant.
This is Superflex. Yes, Brandon. This is Superflex. All right. So earlier I told you guys that I had a very stupid comment on my video today. This is on the Fantasyland Football channel, the redraft one. I brought a Ken Walker take. Okay. And I also posted this.
A pro or an anti?
A pro.
It's really a pro. Yeah.
And I also brought this fun little thing that me and my designer work kind of cooked up. Shout out to Kate. She does a great job. and I kind of did like this little thread on my Twitter about the whole situation in that backfield this year. Also on Instagram, maybe it's easier to see on Instagram because it's like a carousel. But I'm going to read you guys some of the comments from today's video. Yes, here's the carousel over on IG. Ken Walker's about to be a league winner. What we've established here is the Chiefs have been in an absolute drought at running back, all right, since 2017. It's been bringing back Kareem Hunt. What can Pacheco do? Damian Williams, Darrell Williams. Rookie Kareem Hunt was awesome, but then obviously all the off-field legal issues were a big problem. They haven't had a 1,000-yard rusher since 2017. But running backs in Andy Reid's offense, the RB1s, from 1999 to 2017, before that drought, averaged over 1,400 total yards and 9.5 touchdowns. You can see these are the running backs that we're talking about. The Brian Westbrook era, the LaShawn McCoy era, the Jamal Charles era. Like this notion, which is, I'm about to talk about this comment that was so dumb. This notion that like Andy Reid is not going to feature a running back is genuinely so silly to me. I think he's the best talent that Kansas City has had since the Jamal Charles era. I think he steps into the workhorse role. Now, the comment that I wanted to highlight from today's video is someone said, I bought into the Clyde Edwards-Helaire hype. You're not going to fool me again. Do you really want me to go in an 8-year... Do you really want me to go against an 8-year trend? This is why I say, like, there's a difference. Like, Dynasty commenters can be really rude, but there's just truly some dumb comments on the redraft side of things.
It's just ignoring all context.
Are you really going to use Clyde Edwards-Helaire as a reason to be out, like, on Ken Walker this year? Are we for real? Like, what are we even talking about at this point? Like, how am I supposed to debate against you when you're talking about Clyde Edwards-Helaire as a reason why you're not going to draft? So I just replied and I said, I got to be honest, using Clyde as a reason not to draft Walker doesn't really add up to me. I don't mind if you don't want to draft him, but that's a terrible reason to not draft him. And then he says, until Andy Reid produces a 1,000-yard rusher, I'll take other options. Again, this is why I say redraft players are kind of stupid.
Well,
until Andy Reid produces a 1,000-yard rusher.
Yeah.
You're right. No, you're totally right, because Andy Reid has no history of good running backs in his offense. Like, you couldn't have left a dumber comment. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, oh my gosh, some of these comments are just driving me up the wall. But I have to refrain from how many that I reply to. Sometimes I say, oh, babe, you're like, look at this. And she's like, Zach, you can't reply to all of them. I'm like, but how can you be this dumb? She's like, you just have to move on with your day. I'm like, all right, I'll move on.
Yeah. You got to kind of just distance yourself from it, you know?
Yeah.
Well, Jobis is right. Jobis says CAH is a better player than Ken Walker, though. I agree.
He got first-round draft capital. So that says it all. But yeah,
that's all you need to know.
A lot of anti-Ken Walker in this video.
I think people just have a hard time. Like when you look at what happened last year in Seattle, people have a very difficult time transferring one situation to another. It's kind of why I think like Jalen Waddle is such a good value this year, because people are just like not accounting for the change in situation at all.
Yeah. Again, I went through all of that information, Sammy, on the video, and then here's another comment. When is the last time the Chiefs actually had a productive running back?
So they're not listening to the video,
no,
Zach.
Exactly.
That's the thing. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Like you do. I'm sure you said in the video when the last time.
Absolutely.
They had it was.
My reply was literally, I feel as if I could have answered that question more thoroughly in this very video. Like,
people, Zach. This is the thing. People click on that. You probably have some timestamps, right?
Yeah.
They go to the point where like maybe you make a bit of the take. They go, this guy thinks Ken Walker is good. I disagree. Immediately to the comment section.
Yes.
They're just not listening to the whole thing, right?
It is what it is.
So,
okay.
Brian Thomas Jr., great pick.
Brian Thomas Jr., you saved us from ourselves, Sammy. We are on the clock here, and I think we go with the plan.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't see why not.
So we're going to come back and grab a quarterback here. We're going to grab Jared Goff off the board here at the 605. So I am pretty thrilled with the way that this has panned out. Now, let's think about this. If we didn't do that trade, we both said we would have taken Emeka Egbuka. So how would you have felt about this team if instead of Mendoza, Goff, Hampton, Walker, Puka, Rice, Lemon, instead of that, what would it have been? It would have been Puka.
Well, we would have had the same team, but instead of Rice, Lemon, we would have had Egbuka.
Yep.
And then we would have
a 7th rounder.
We would have had the 7th round pick.
Okay.
So we'll see who goes in. We'll see who's available in the 7th. I have a feeling I'm going to like what we did, though, just because like I love Emeka Egbuka, I really do, but I have Rice 1 spot behind him, and I have Lemon 12 spots behind him. So,
yeah.
To get both of those guys, I think we did a good job there.
Yeah. I'm happy with that outcome so far. Contreras, hopefully you're happy with the outcome as well. But that's a fun team, man. That's a team that you can get excited about for the future, and you can also get excited about for this year.
100%. 100%.
Okay. As Tucker Kraft comes off the board. How do you feel about Tucker Kraft
having
this format here?
See, like, I find it hard to get excited about Tucker Kraft. I loved Crush's draft up until that point, but I mean, what do I know? We did this the other day. It's just tough, man. It's such a tiny sample in which he was like really reliant on touchdowns in his scoring. So it's just tough for me to extrapolate that to a full season.
Yeah.
But I get it. I get the upside case. I completely do, because he's phenomenal. He's great after the catch, and there's an opportunity here. We talk about this all the time. I actually tweeted this today. Tight ends who have a realistic shot at being the number 1 target in their offense.
Yeah.
And then I also put their ADPs next to it.
Yeah.
And Kraft is one of those guys. Like he could lead the Packers in targets. That could absolutely happen.
One thing I wanted to discuss just on the Ken Walker thing again, because the other comments that I see everywhere is that Ken Walker is going to get injured. There's no way he's going to stay healthy, right? I just find it hilarious because there are certain players where people apply that tag and certain players where they ignore it. For example, in the last 2 years, Ken Walker has missed 6 games. Doesn't exactly sound like a guy that you're freaking out about his availability, right? I mean, nobody is docking Nico Collins, right? No one's saying, there's no way I can draft Nico Collins in the 2nd round of fantasy drafts this year, even though he's literally never finished a season healthy. Like, we're not applying that to him. In the 3rd round, at least you and I are taking Rashee Rice pretty comfortably.
No one's seem very
Drake London
picky and choosy with the injury stuff.
Drake London missed 5 games last year alone. We're not worried about it. He's a 2nd round pick in fantasy football drafts. I'm like,
I don't really get it. I agree with you.
Why are we like picking and choosing when injury concerns worry us and when they don't? I just think it's a little too much.
He's also coming off a year in which it was bad for fantasy and disappointing, but he played 17 games and then a full playoff run.
Yeah, I mean,
and was a Super Bowl MVP.
Literally last year he showed you that he can do it. And yes, Charbonnet helped big time there, but I mean,
Cam Scadaboo at the 6'8".
I remember last year, Sammy. Last thing I'll say on this, I remember last year we were in the redraft streets, me and Badaki, and we had disagreed about Christian McCaffrey, and I was like, why would you not draft Christian McCaffrey in the late 1st? This was me saying this last year. I was so confused why everyone was so concerned about it, and everyone kept saying, well, he's going to get injured. And my reply to that, and people probably know what I'm already going to say, I've said this so many times, but if you don't want to draft a player that could get injured, don't draft anybody. Don't play fantasy football. Did you expect Malik Neighbors to have a serious injury last year? Like, there is unpredictability to the game. And I just feel like sometimes people play as if like they're going to be able to predict that. Guess what? There's going to be a play. You didn't draft Chris Olave last year because you were concerned, well, if he has a concussion, then his career's over. Like, how many players will you fall into this narrative? And who will it be this year? Who will be the guy this year that has unlucky injury stuff, and then next year, like, oh, don't like that guy? Like, come on.
The Ken Walker thing is like very unfair because like he just played a full season. He played 11 games the year before, got hurt, 15 games each of the first 2 seasons. That's not an injury-prone player.
No.
Like, with Christian McCaffrey, like I get the argument that people had last year. I really do. Like he's a guy who, if your first round, like if he derailed everybody's season the year before,
Sure.
and you had the concerns with the, what was it, the bilateral Achilles tendonitis, like the scariest sounding thing ever. Like I think that it with a guy that like you're expected to take in the first round that could just completely derail your season if he gets hurt, that is a scary proposition. I completely am fine. I was saying this last year, like I'm completely fine if people are just completely out on that. Like,
Sure.
like genuinely, I do think that that's okay. Even though like I was drafting him, but it's very picky and choosy what people do with the injury stuff. Like
Yeah, I agree.
T Higgins doesn't really like get that rap very much. And he's played out of 6, he's played one 17-game season. He's was 15 games, 12 games, 12 games the past 3 years.
Yeah.
Like some guys miss more time than others, and it's kind of random and it's hard to predict.
Yeah.
So
I just feel like this is James Cook 2.0. I really do.
Yeah.
But we'll have to wait and see. I really feel like even beyond the way the offense in Buffalo is built around James Cook, I would argue that it's going to be heavier in Kansas City for Walker. I expect it to be completely built around him, especially year one Mahomes coming off the ACL. Like, I'd be shocked.
Yeah, and Jenny, like I literally like, and this may sound stupid, but I think that this is the way to look at it. Like I do not care what it looked like in Seattle last year.
Yeah.
The split, his points per game, none of that. I don't care.
Yeah.
Because it's a completely different situation with completely different players with a contract from a regime in Kansas City that paid him that contract as opposed to a full regime, as opposed to a coaching staff in Seattle that did not even draft him. Like,
Yep.
We have to follow Jameson Williams in the 7th round is an insane value. We have to follow what these teams are doing, and they did not give Ken Walker top of the market running back money to play Emmett Johnson and Brashard Smith and Imari DiMarcado.
Yep. I agree. I couldn't agree anymore. In the playoffs, averages 22 carries a game. I mean, if
when
you were
Zach Charbonnet wasn't there, like if Zach
you were
Charbonnet
in
wasn't there
on-
during the season,
Yeah.
that's what we would have had.
if you were in on Ken Walker, I mean, the Charbonnet stuff was annoying, but man, you could have been easily repaid
Dude,
if they just
he
featured
was
a guy
getting-
who was worth featuring. Over 104 rushing yards per game, over a touchdown per game. I mean, he was great. And there's also this weird narrative out there that he's not a good pass catcher. I'm also hearing that. Don't get that.
Yeah.
Don't know where that
They
comes from.
haven't-
I mean, in
they haven't
2024,
used him as
he
to
had
his full potential, I
46 catches. And he was great in the role. He wasn't a bad.
14%
receiver.
target share.
It's strange, man. I don't get some of the narratives.
He can absolutely do it. To me, there's like if you think it's an injury, if you think he's injury prone, okay, whatever, right?
Yeah.
If you think that if you can't read or listen to things, and you are saying that talk to me when Andy Reid has a 1,000-yard rusher, okay, whatever, that's fine. But your contention cannot be that he's going to split work like he did last year.
No.
With who?
Yeah.
Literally with who? Like, we have to look at the situation for what it is. The fact that it's a 5th-round rookie, Emmett Johnson, who profiles more as like this pass-catching.
It's very, very
smaller
likely
back.
that through the first 6 weeks, he's like a top 5 guy in utilization rate. Very likely.
100%. And that's not only on the ground, like you mentioned. Like, that can also be a lot of like the scammy stuff that they get for Rashee Rice. Ken Walker can do that too.
Yeah. And at the same time, last thing I'll say is, again, it's totally possible he gets injured. Just make sure you're using that same standard for every player.
Yeah, it just won't.
Because
It won't
it's
be because
totally
he got
possible
hurt before.
every player can get injured. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's where my biggest frustration is. Like, well, he could get injured. Yes, but this is a physical game. Anybody can get injured, gang. I'm like, please, literally, guys. Any one of these top names can go down with an injury that you're drafting confidently in drafts this year. Any single one of them. It's complete possibility. So
I just want to highlight this, Zach, Killer Potato Fish's comment.
Yep.
This is what we need more of.
Sure. I can
okay?
understand this.
Because there is nothing wrong with disagreeing.
Yep.
Right? but it's like this is a perfectly coherent argument
Yep.
as to why, and I disagree with it wholeheartedly, but it's a
I
perfectly
get it.
coherent argument as to why
Yeah.
as to why Killer Potato Fish is out on Ken Walker. It's completely fair.
It's fair.
Completely fair. I don't think Mahomes, like, off the ACL should really have any issues. Like, I'm more worried about the Achilles tears as opposed to an ACL tear in terms of, like, being able to operate an offense. It's still Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, man. Like,
Yeah.
I just, and Emma Johnson will probably have a role. I just don't think it's going to be anything meaningful enough to hurt.
I don't even think Emmett Johnson's going to get touches this year.
He might not make the team.
He'll probably make the team, but it's probably going to be Brashard in a lot of those third down and 2-minute drills. And then I would expect DeMarcado to play a role.
He could be the direct handcuff. Yeah. I think that I would be very, very shocked if we come out of this year like, damn, they really played Emma Johnson a lot.
Yeah.
Like that would floor me.
I agree.
We're about to be back on the clock.
And it's like, wow, 2 years ago before James Cook got this huge contract and huge commitment from a team, it was like, well, man, Ray Davis is so annoying. It's like, and then we're all like, everybody drafted Ray Davis in a redraft league last year. I'm pretty sure I did in the Flock League. And then instantly we were like, oh, this guy's worth nothing. This guy's worth absolutely nothing. Anyway, I rest my case. We don't need to talk about Ken Walker anymore. Text me what you're thinking here. Text me.
Yeah. You're probably going to hate this, but...
Oh, God, I already know.
Is that what you thought I was going to say?
I knew it, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay, I mean, whatever.
Look, I mean... I don't mind making that pick. If you want to make that pick, I don't mind. I thought Kyler might be available.
I want to make that pick. Who?
I thought Kyler was going to maybe sneak to us, but...
That would have been nice, yeah. I'm just putting in a bunch of... There's 3 more that I like here.
Yeah, I thought about the bottom one.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that. Like, these guys are all close.
The bottom one feels like a big disconnect between, Dynasty and redraft.
Yeah, which we've talked about. So maybe he goes off the board, but I do... I completely agree with that. Kyler at the 801, man. We're just going to look back. Look, Ro Bowers punts quarterback from Josh Allen, and he just gets gifted Kyler Murray in the 8th round.
Yep. By the way, I don't want to commit code cinnamon here. Okay, I'll wait. We are 1 pick away.
Kenyon Sadiq goes, which is somebody we were thinking about. I don't know if I would want to add another 2026 rookie.
Yeah, no.
Tootin
I'm not opposed to what I think between the initial name you said and the name that is at the bottom of that pick. I think either of those two I'm really happy with. Man, Ro Bowers built a nice squad though, didn't he?
He really did, man. I mean, I'm not in love with any of those wide receivers, honestly, but
Kyler's a great get if you pushed quarterback all the way to the 8th.
100%.
Okay. We have a chance to take a top 10 dynasty wide receiver. Not in my rankings.
not by my rankings or Zach's rankings.
I am just a silly boy
rankings.
who looks at spreadsheets and plays a fake game. There's someone who
plays... That was a really good poll. That's hilarious.
Real really NFL football. This is actually, arguably, the greatest Carolina Panthers receiver of all time. Is that an argument to be made?
I don't think it's a high bar.
This is his dynasty wide receiver 10. We're going to take Christian Watson off the board. To be fair, as much as I'm joking around, love that he's in the space. That's actually incredible. In fact, I commented on his video.
This was, Steve Smith did a dynasty wide receiver rankings video, and he had Christian Watson as wide receiver 10.
Yes, and I did comment on the video, and I said something along the lines of like, hey, welcome to the space. Would love to jump on if you ever want to talk shop. Because, look, if I ever get a chance to talk to Steve Smith, I'm absolutely going to take that shot. I would love to be in a video with Steve Smith and just, talk to someone, a real NFL wide receiver who's played the game. That would be so fun. Now, he might hate the way I approach the game based off the way he approached the game, but it would be a fun conversation. But yeah, he's got Christian Watson as wide receiver 10. And the more people who are in the Dynasty space, the better, Sammy.
His wide receiver 23 might not get drafted today.
That is true, actually.
Isn't that insane?
Yes.
And it will be a good decision by everybody in the draft to not draft him.
Yep.
So,
but
yeah, man.
If he lets me on his show, I will tell him, oh, I love Jahan Dotson. Because that's not false. I'm not actually lying to him. I did love Jahan Dotson coming out, okay, of Penn State. I remember loving him.
You're going to sneak in a D at the end there. I loved Jahan Dotson.
I mean, I love Jahan Dotson. It's
a funny like thing to think about that he literally just like watched film and then had like a pad of paper and wrote down, these are my guys.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like he didn't like we can't possibly assume that any thought or anything like he didn't talk to a single person.
No
that plays
analytics.
Dynasty.
No historical
he
hit
didn't
rates.
talk to. He didn't look at points. None of that. He literally just went like, this is my favorite guy.
Well, what I wanted to ask him if I ever was to go on is like, hey, like, have you played Dynasty before? Not to be disrespectful. I just wanted to understand, like, what do your teams look like? You know, what do your builds look like? I'd be so curious to kind of like.
He's probably in like
some
like, you know, celebrity like network league. You know what I mean?
Right.
Something like that. Yeah.
Okay. What do you guys think of the build so far for me and Sammy? I like it a lot. Hopefully Contreras likes it a lot. But this is a team that can compete right away, honestly. Really, I think it's one of the stronger contenders. Well, I mean, look, we got some other people who are going pretty hard after these vets, so I shouldn't say that. But DJ Moore in the 8th. Terry McLaurin at the 808.
This is where, like, Christian Watson, man, you know, like, he's 27 years old. He's going right around where DJ Moore is going, who's 29 years old and is an old wide receiver moving to a new team. That kind of doesn't really very often go well.
Yeah.
Terry McLaurin's 30 years old, being drafted just ahead of Christian Watson. I just think he's such a good value, man. Such a good value.
I agree. I concur.
Mike asked if we think that Mendoza wins the job out of camp. I don't think.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think he starts the season, but I do think that, you know, we're gonna do this whole thing like we do every single freaking time.
Yeah.
A number 1 overall pick isn't starting, where we go, you know, Tom Brady is the head here, and he you know, he sat for a while, and he keeps on saying that we throw these kids in too early, and then they're gonna be 2 and 4, they're gonna be 1 and 5. And they're going to be like, we can't play Kirk Cousins anymore.
I think that's a very realistic outcome. But I also do genuinely think the Raiders could be much better this year. What is their schedule actually to start the year? I'd be curious. Raiders.
There is a world in which, like if Kirk lights it up,
even if he's competent, I think that's the.
But the defense also sucks. Like, this is the thing. The whole team is bad. It's not just about how good the quarterback is. You know.
The thing is, you're. Oof, God. Oh,
that's a tough schedule, dude. There's no way he's making it past week 7.
You could start the year
KC, New England, Buffalo, LA.
You could start the year 2-1, but then you're likely going to be. Oof.
Zach, that's at New Orleans though. Like,
they're
2-5, dude. They are going to be 7-point dogs against New Orleans in week 3. Like, they are going to be touchdown dogs in that game.
You're likely 2-5 at best. And then is there a better week to start you than
the Jets?
Yeah, I don't think you start them on the road in New York or versus San Francisco.
You start them against the Jets who didn't have a single interception last year.
Maybe you do. Because you're not going to start them versus Seattle or Denver. I don't know. I mean, I could see a world in which it's like week 14 and then they're like, all right,
Wasn't Drake May's first ever game against Houston?
May have been. I don't remember.
I don't know if the team really thinks about that.
But dude, this stretch, Kansas City, New England, Buffalo, Los Angeles. I mean, if you told me that any of the two of these four teams were the Super Bowl, contenders this year, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Very easily. Very easily.
So
yeah, I don't see a world in which Cousins lasts more than
right.
I think 2 months. Like I think I'd be shocked if Mendoza isn't starting that Jets game. Like I think by then they throw him in. Like Zach, the offensive line might be a little bit better.
Yeah.
But this is still a bad team. Like you were just saying, it would be very optimistic to think they could be a top 20 offense.
No, totally.
Now, and the defense sucks. Like they have Max Crosby, and the rest of it's kind of bad.
Yeah. I don't disagree with you.
And I don't even think like it has anything to do with Cousins' play. Like if the team is 1-5, even if it's the defense's fault, even if Cousins is playing great, ownership is not going to be like, yeah, keep him in there. No, they're going to be like, the fans are clamoring for our number 1 overall pick. We're going to put him in.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Cryptic Rocket gets Kyle Pitts, who I floated to Zach at the 805.
Yep, we did consider it. If Watson was gone, I would have made the pick, actually.
This is a price to pay on Dalton Kincaid, eh? I'm excited about his potential. Like I think he said that nobody wanted to do surgery on his knee, but he feels better than he has in the past couple of years. His yards per run last year was insane.
Yeah.
He was the tight end 15, I think, overall, and he only played 27% of the snaps. Am I remembering that correctly, or is that points per game? Maybe it's points per game. I'm looking right now. He was the tight end 14 in points per game, and he played 38% of the snaps. Tight end 14. 3.02 yards per route run, Zach. 3.
I think the upside case is maybe there was some disconnect between previous staff and Joe Brady and how they wanted to deploy Kincaid, and maybe now they want to deploy
completely
him
possible
in a bigger role. However, it's tough to make that case as well because I don't really think that anyone had much of a say outside of Joe Brady to the offense in the first place,
It's hard, but there's also the injury stuff, right? Like he was injured, like all last year, dealing with that knee thing. Drake May did not have a better roster
than who?
Than the Raiders right now. No way.
When
he was the wide receiver
rookie?
1 for Drake May when he came in.
I think
Diggs wasn't even there.
Yeah, I think overall offense maybe, but as a team, he had a better team. But I would agree with you, like overall offense.
That was the Gerard Mayo disaster.
Yeah, but they still had Christian Gonzalez. Like they had decent players on defense. I agree with you offensively, but
I mean,
not exactly a high bar to clear.
Did they though? Like their leader in sacks, they had a 5 sacks guy. They had, I don't know, man. This was Kendrick Bourne, Kayshon Boutte.
Yeah, superstar wide receivers. Wake up.
I mean, Tyquan Thornton, Jalen Polk as a rookie was on that team.
O-line was better.
Demario Douglas.
That's fair, Mike. Offensive line was definitely better.
I mean, maybe, but they the Raiders just got Tyler Linderbaum, so center should be better.
He was talking about last year, offensive line for the Raiders versus Drake May's rookie year, right? Or no?
I think he means. I'm talking about what Mendoza is walking into versus what the Patriots had with Drake May. Okay, well, the Raiders are in the running for the number 1 pick. Sure, the Patriots got the 4th overall pick.
Yeah, I just misunderstood the case you were making. Calendars is going with the 3x tight ends to running back build. And I love it. We've got Joel, who is going kind of a similar build to we're doing, actually. Joel and us are kind of building a similar squad here. But what do you think? 3 tight ends through 7 rounds. How would you feel? I mean, you can make an argument they're all values.
I'm just never gonna build that way. Like,
Yeah.
Maybe you're flexing them. This is more something like I'd want to try in a redraft league. Like, here's the thing. Like, Calendars is gonna get to week 6, and he's gonna need an RB2, and he's gonna go, oh, I have all these tight ends. Let me trade one of them for a running back.
We are on the clock.
Like, that's how I view it. We're on the clock. Oh gosh.
At the 9:08.
Okay. Is there anybody we talked about previously that's still on the board?
I don't believe so.
Can you? I have the board. What am I doing? Okay, he went. Travis Hunter went. That's unfortunate. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I was thinking either him or this guy.
oh, I don't. Oh, yeah, actually, I don't mind that at all in this format.
Yeah.
Is there? I don't think I have it. Yeah, he would be my next guy, and you have the
Okay.
premium, of course.
We're gonna grab Stowers here. Stowers at the 9:08. Now that is not a all-in move, obviously, but
No, but we can
think
stack some. We
Yeah.
can. Yeah.
You'll be able to find
Is,
some veterans later on. Simpson was one of the names you and I were talking about there.
Is Contreras taking over here after round 10?
After round 10, yeah, he's going to take over. By the way,
Okay, perfect.
I thought Joel would have double tapped Simpson Stafford. I've done that before. That's a fun. But Addison's a pretty good value there too.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is a phenomenal value.
Yeah. Joel says Team Land always on the same wavelength except for when Sammy ranks Brian Thomas Jr.
I mean, look, we don't take him that often, really. Like,
Not anymore. We had to have an off-camera conversation about it. I had to say, look, Sammy, you're ruining people's
that would be actually
dynasty
so
teams.
funny. Like before the stream, we're like, Zach just is like, okay, Sam, we got to talk.
Yeah.
This is an intervention. You got to stop drafting Brian Thomas Jr.
You're doing too much. Okay. No, but I like Stowers there. He's a fun pick. I think if you were doing a rookie draft and there was a 0.75 tight end premium, I imagine Stowers would go ahead of.
He probably jumps
least
into that
Simpson,
tier with
right?
Cooper, Simpson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might take him over a Cooper in that format if it was a rookie draft. Which makes Sadiq a pretty good value.
I agree. I agree. Wow, voice crack. I agree. Sadiq is was a very good value there.
I gotta be honest though, I have Sadiq projected for barely anything this year, dude. Like,
Really?
yeah, I don't think he's gonna.
Is that just like low passing volume? Because like, it can't all go to Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, but AD Mitchell, Omar Cooper, and Mason Taylor, none of them are going to be completely eliminated either.
I do think that like somebody could emerge. Like, it's just going to be about if somebody takes advantage of the opportunity in front of
So
them.
I have Sadiq with a 16% target share, which is not as low as I thought it was then. That's 63, 603, and 4. That's a pretty good rookie year. 8.7
it's
points
pretty
per
good.
game, though. I mean, that's... I don't know how much higher I could project than that. But Stowers, on the other hand...
Well, there's a lot of talk right now that there's a report he's tight end 3 behind Grant Calcaterra, which like I don't care about in OTAs at all.
No.
I really don't. It could be a red shirt type of year for him, right? We also we would have said the same thing about Harold Fannin a year ago. So it's tough for me to.
What, is there another rookie tight end I'm forgetting? Sadiq, Stowers. I'm just gonna compare my.
No, it was like
projections.
Claire. Claire was the next guy, but
Oh yeah,
he
Claire's
obviously ends up in a bad
Claire's
situation.
not gonna get nothing. These are my projections compared. This is the draft guide. I'll talk to you guys about it all the time. I'm constantly adding little features to it. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a slow start for all these tight ends this year. To be honest, I don't think there's a Sam Laporta amongst us. Stowers I've given just 5.7 points per game, 41, 416, and 2. For Claire, I've gone 29, 336, and 2.
That's a decent bag for Claire. I'm so freaking Terrence Ferguson pilled. It's unbelievable.
I love both of them. It's so hard. I feel like one of them could easily have like 6 touchdowns, but like 12 catches. Like I could totally see that happening with one of them.
And also that guy could be Colby Parkinson, and then there's no touchdowns for the other tight ends. So it's like
that's an unfortunate
difficult
reality
one to navigate.
Okay, coming up on the last pick that you and I will make for this team, then Contreras will take over. You got a list of names you're thinking here? Let me look at my rankings. Jacobs win, I assume. Yeah, 7-11.
With the build, Jacobs 7-11, yeah.
I have an idea. Okay, don't mind that. Is this crazy to suggest?
Brother, he went at the 609.
Holy shit. Never mind. Sorry. How did I miss that?
Yeah, we didn't really talk about it. Fletcher's building the. I didn't realize Mike Evans was gone. Both of those guys are gone. I'm an idiot as well. Zach, let's just text back and forth players that have already come off the board, shall we?
That sounds like a plan. Ooh, I got one.
Ooh, who's it gonna be?
I think you'll hate it.
I probably will. I think that it's no. Oh, surely he's gone. No way.
I don't think he is.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think he is. Okay, so we're in.
That's wild. People love him.
If he's there.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that. That's fine. I'll capitulate.
If not, I don't mind drafting the guy that you mentioned.
Yeah. That's wild he's not gone. I would have thought for sure he'd be off the board. 10th round. I mean, it's because he sucks. That's why. That's why people don't want to draft him. It's because he's terrible.
Hey, you don't say that.
Oh, God. I almost knocked my water bottle over. Yeah, I mean, that's fine.
Or one pick away.
Michael Wilson is a good pick, by the way.
Michael Wilson at the 1003.
See what NSYNC does.
Not a bad pick. I took I took Marvin Harrison Jr. in a best ball draft yesterday, and it felt gross. And I think I got him all the way in the 7th round, but it still just felt so.
I did
gross.
And I did the same thing in the first one that we did together.
It's like, I feel like I have to. Damn.
Kittle went at the 9-10. That was a good pick.
Yes.
You know, there's also this guy. Like, if you think this is more secure, dude, what are the odds?
Damn
it's
it.
freaking Scribbles
know.
Cinnamon in the chat.
I was
so
like,
happy,
I
honestly.
swear Scribbles
I didn't
just
want him.
cinnamon to our pick there.
I didn't want to. This is what Cinnamon is for, guys. I don't know if InSyncs was like reading the chat and going, "Oh my gosh, Parker Washington's there," but if he did, that's why.
Damn. I'm not opposed to that pick.
Yeah, so like I would prefer the first guy I said, but
Okay.
if you think that the other one is more solid, like I prefer this guy. But if you think that the second one is more solid, then that's
We
fine.
just got a trade, so let's have a look at this trade offer first. We get the 1111, the 1602 for the 1005 and 1908. Not obsessed with that. Make it the 1402 and you have a deal, but you have to tell us in the next 10 seconds. I'll take the guy that you want. It's gonna be.
I think it's
Malik
good. I think it
Willis
makes
here.
sense for our team. I do think it makes sense for our team.
We're gonna grab Malik Willis unless this trade gets accepted. And don't think it will. So Malik Willis is the pick.
I think that like on a team where like we have Puka and Ken Walker and Rice, we have these contending assets.
Yeah.
And we took Mendoza, like to have Malik Willis as an upside shot at QB2 to start the season. with Jared Goff, Mendoza being like the behind him plan. And then if it goes terribly for Willis, that sucks obviously, but there is also a chance that he solidifies himself as a starter.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like if he's just good.
He can be our stopgap.
Yeah.
Scribbles, don't worry, man. Don't worry. You're okay. You just know us
right.
really well. That's a compliment in a way. All right, this is your last chance to enter to win a live team playbook. And if you haven't entered yet, it's very simple. Step one is to like the stream. And if you don't know what a team playbook looks like, it's just this beautiful graphic that you get after you finish, after I finish reviewing your Dynasty team. If you want to enter to win one, all you have to do, step one, like the stream. Step two is to type the code word, which is Morpheus. And the reason the code word is Morpheus, that's the last Dynasty startup draft that we're doing. Okay, you can go enter that on landleagues.com. If you are a promo code LAND member, you have to be an annual Mother Flocker member. Last Dynasty startup draft of the offseason. Contreras, I'm going to say I'm giving you the power now. By the way, Contreras.
You have the keys, brother.
You got the keys to the kingdom.
Yours.
All right, I reckon we do the trade questions first, and then we'll do the giveaway. Okay.
Let's do it.
So if you want to get on the stream tonight and get your team reviewed, let's say get your team reviewed. I'm trying to figure out how do you spell reviewed now? I'm like, I can't remember.
What do you mean now? It hasn't changed.
No, it changed. Okay. Time changes. If you want to get your team reviewed, if you want to get a trade question and it's the same link, obviously, I would suggest become an annual Mother Flock, remember.
How are they spelling review these days?
This is a trade question from Whomper. It's a 1 quarterback, 10 team start 8. He would send away Lemon for Daniels. It's a 1 quarterback league. Lemon for Daniels. This seems pretty fair, honestly. If he made this move, Daniels is a huge upgrade to his roster. He would have Daniels, Hampton, Henderson, Chase, McConkey, Warren. That's his top 7 or his top 6. His flexes would be a combination of a Dunze, JCM maybe. So you don't have the best depth for a trade like this.
I think based on the market, like I'm trying to put my brain in like a 1 quarterback redraft league and then trying to translate that to Dynasty. Like I think based on the market value, I feel like Lemon should be like probably valued ahead of Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
Just because quarterback seems so concentrated of like, especially with like a ton of young options, like in a 1 quarterback, you know? So I kind of like Lemon over him.
Yeah, I don't really like keep trade cut, but I would just be curious like what the consensus would say in a 1 quarterback.
Yeah, it's worth a check.
They have Daniels ranked higher. I kind of where my mind goes. I mean, in a 1 quarterback league, Mekhi Lemon is the 104?
5.
4 or 5?
5 at the lowest, right? Because it would be Price, him, Tyson, Tate.
Would you really sell Daniels for the 104?
I think I might. Like, I think that, you know, quarterback points are going to be more replaceable there because you only have to start 1 guy.
This is pretty even, I think.
Yeah, I think I slightly lean Lemon, but I also don't have, like, it's worth noting that I don't have a great grip on how to value quarterbacks in 1 quarterback dynasty.
Makes a ton of sense for this guy who already has Josh Allen on his team to use Lemon this way. I mean, if it was Tate, I'd be much more interested. And, oh wait, what am I doing wrong here? You are sending. Sorry, you're getting Daniels.
You put Tate on the wrong side, yeah.
You're getting Daniels.
If you could get Tate and Daniels for Lemon, I would do it. I'll just say that.
I mean, man, I don't have a strong opinion on this. I really don't. And this is pretty much split down the middle for most people in the chat here. This is even value.
Come on, chat.
This isn't even value. I don't have a strong opinion either way. I probably would personally lean Daniels, but It's so close. I don't really care enough value wise. One Dust Inc. in a Superflex start 9 with a full point premium. He says, I can try to squeeze a 2-3 pick to scat for Higgins. Another trade, Mahomes for Hendo Purdy. Let's start with this one, Higgins or Scataboo. I am pretty indifferent on this as well, but I probably would lean Scataboo. Do you have a strong opinion on this? Land League's ADP.
I don't.
Let's see.
I don't have a strong opinion, but I do prefer Scataboo straight up.
Okay, so Higgins versus Scataboo. T. Higgins is picked. This is 2026 fantasy football. Let me go to Dynasty. That will make a lot more sense. Dynasty. T. Higgins is picked. Wow. Okay, 75% of drafts, T. Higgins is picked higher.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I prefer Cam here, personally, but it's pretty close. Then he says trade Mahomes for Henderson and Purdy. Absolutely, in a heartbeat. Henderson and Purdy in a heartbeat. Not even close.
Yeah, I'll do that too, easily.
If you have to choose one, I would take the Henderson Purdy trade instead. Chef Keith, sorry. Sending away McConkey, a first and a second for Neighbors and Kraft. Why are you able to do this?
What?
This is a no-brainer, right? I mean, I don't understand why you're able to do this, but it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, I mean, Lad in a first for Neighbors is cheap in my opinion, and then you just get Kraft for a second too.
That's a smash if I've ever seen one. Max Ben would send away Kyron McBride for Henderson Warren in a first, 12-team Superflex, start 10, no tight end premium. I don't have a strong opinion between like Henderson, Kyron. I do prefer Henderson, but it's close. So the question really is McBride or Warren in a first. That's pretty even, I would say. In a start 10, maybe you lean the pick.
This is like the kind of move I would definitely want to try to make if I'm like retooling.
He's got
it looks
Simpson,
like he kind of is, right?
Bryce, Penix, Tua, yeah. Yeah, let's take that pick, I think.
Yeah, I like getting the pick.
It's already got
I think,
Fanning.
Travion has a lot of room to rise. I think Kyron has a lot of room to fall.
Yeah. Let's grab that package. I like it. Spence, what's up, Spence? It's a 1 quarterback, 12-team start 8, sending away Addison for Sadiq. There is no tight end premium here. His current tight end is Kincaid and Mason Taylor. He's got a receiver room of McMillan, Igbuka, Tyson Golden, Antonio Williams. 3 firsts in 2027. This is another pretty even trade.
If it's no premium, I'd rather have Jordan Addison.
The thing is, though, I think about this from like a Dynasty rookie draft perspective. There's no way that you could sell Jordan Addison for this year's 106 in this format, right?
But is Kenny and Sadiq the 106 in this format?
Probably. Because Mendoza isn't
KC
there.
will go ahead of him.
Okay, so 107 then.
Well, I'd prefer Jordan Addison over the 107 in this format, I think.
Yeah.
So maybe
close.
Your argument is that you should get. Maybe your argument is that you shouldn't. Well, yeah, I'd rather keep Addison, so I guess it's tough.
I think I lean Sadiq because.
By the way.
Yeah.
Are you seeing the team name that we're looking at right now?
No. No comment. No comment.
Brother, is this my team?
This is Sammy submitting this question. I'm going to lean Sadiq.
Nice Spence.
It's pretty even between these guys in value. I probably value Sadiq a little bit higher from his rookie position. And even if I don't love Sadiq as a player, I think you can manipulate him into a different player as well that you do like. You need more help at tight end. That's probably the tiebreaker for me. But it's a fair trade. I don't think anyone's getting taken for a ride either way there. Okay. Going to do this giveaway for a live team playbook. 28 of you have entered. All you had to do was like the stream and type the code word to enter. But let's go ahead and let's give away a live team playbook. The winner for today is going to be none other than, looks like Failed Upward. So a failed upward is in the chat. All you need to do to claim your team playbook voucher is to DM me on Discord. There's my username. I need a screenshot of your YouTube account, and I need you to tell me your Flock Fantasy username. When I have those two things, I'll make sure and get you your review voucher. Obviously, if you're not a member on the site yet, create a free account, use the code LAND. That way I can find you on the back end. But appreciate you big time for showing some love, for making sure that you enter into the giveaway. I'm going to do these reviews. Sammy, you want to stay? You want to go? No pressure either way here.
I'm gonna pop out. I've been sitting down at this desk for 4 hours.
Yes, we both recorded the Flock League stuff before this, so
yeah,
fatigue is setting in, isn't it?
Yeah, I might go for a walk or something, man. Honestly,
with those knees, yeah, you got to build up some resistance.
Yeah, we're doing better. We're doing better. I hope that like the Flock League draft order competition is something like physical, so I can like freaking like show off my new knees.
Yeah, like look at these knees I got. Tajay Spears of wishes.
Tajay Spears wish, dude. I got twice as many ACLs as Tajay Spears does.
Beat Tajay Spears in a race though, straight line. Probably not going to happen. We appreciate you hanging out, dude.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'll see y'all next week with another I can't even talk, with another best ball draft.
All right. Deuces.
Have a good night, everybody. See ya.
It has been a long day for us across the board. So shout out to Sammy for coming out and still hanging out with us. Okay, we've got BL Jack. We've got Cavalier. Let me know if either of you guys are in the stream today with me. But let me just go ahead and get to these here now. Let's start with Cavalier because he did get the Pro Pass with his annual membership. So I'm going to give him a free team review voucher to come back. Cavalier, you can't use that voucher to buy another Pro Pass, just so you know. We can't create this endless loop, right, where everyone's buying a Pro Pass and then getting a voucher for $30 basically. But yeah, that voucher's in your account. You can upgrade it to a Pro Pass or to a Priority Pass, but not a Pro Pass. Okay. Just so you know, that's in your account now, though. This is a Superflex Start 9, and I think you're in the chat with us. What's up, brother? Welcome in. Superflex Start 9. This is a team that is ranked second in your league. The site has you 10th at quarterback, 2nd at running back, 6th at receiver, and 1st at tight end. You said draft happens in August. People are holding tight to their 27 first, and the other teams at the top are interested in making each other better. Rosters have 12 bench, 3 IR, 6 taxis. Need to drop IR or taxi 4 players. Okay. We have a upcoming rookie draft, which is fun because we rarely see those nowadays. But I will pull out the war room for you. We'll come up with a game plan for those rookie draft picks. Let me reset this. That's weird. Why is it not picking up the other one? Okay. All right, but let's look at the squad. Your untouchables. There's no tight end premium. But obviously, Bijan Robinson and Brock Bowers are going to be at the top of that untouchable list. Players that I want to hold. It's a good team. We're going to hold on to Ricky Pearsall for sure. Josh Downs. Can you please actually break out Josh Downs? We all believe in you. You can do it. Zach Charbonnet, I think, is worth holding just because he could go into free agency and maybe there's a team that's very interested in him next offseason. So I like those players as strong holds for this squad. You need to drop at least 4. This is actually not that hard. Let's start with Jarrett Stidham. You can drop him easily. Let's move on to Kendre Miller. You can easily move on from him. There's just too many bodies now, and it's just not going to happen, to be honest. Darius Cooper is an easier drop. And I would also say Jared Wiley, you can move on from if you wanted to. I do need to update my wide receiver rankings because I do think Rashid Shaheed, he's getting a lot of love right now. So I think he's worth monitoring in the Dynasty streets. So I'm going to move him up to about my wide receiver 74 or so instead of 90, which is what he's at here. On the waiver wire, Do we have anyone interesting? Probably not in such a deep format. I mean, Burks and Tolbert are interesting. Dulcich is interesting. Greg Dulcich, worth monitoring. But no one that you desperately have to pick up. So we've got a starting lineup of Love, Dak, Bijan, Hampton, Rice, Thomas, Bowers, Zay, Metcalf. Not a bad team. Definitely lacking depth, like overall depth. But you've got some draft capital that can help address that depth question. Man, I like the squad. I honestly feel like with a squad like this, if you're able to use that draft capital the way that I would want to, I think you could become a really strong contender in this league. I don't see why you can't contend. Ideally, you use those picks to build out the rest of your roster instead of drafting rookies, or maybe you do a little bit of both. But I would probably give this team, it's not the A range, but it's a solid B plus. I like the team for sure. Solid B plus there. So let's go to the chalkboard or the war room here. Let's come up with a game plan for that rookie draft that you've got upcoming. So starting off with the 104. If you're on the clock, super flex league, maybe Mendoza's gone, you know, it'd be Mendoza or Tate, but you've got the option of a Lemon, a Tyson, not Tyson Badgett, Jordan Tyson. We've got Price. I really think you bring in two of those names if you stick and pick. Then at the 112, if a Ty Simpson falls, great. If not, you're in prime range for like a Denzel Boston. If not, I think you could also definitely be a Coleman guy with having Harvey already on the roster. I think that's a great move for you. But looking at these rookies, I mean, they're definitely going to help your team. Don't hear me wrong, but this team is really ready to compete. I would rather go the option of trading these picks away. So at the 104, you know, is this too high for an Olave? Maybe. But like the Olave range, I'd love to add a player like that. Let me look at my rankings real fast. An Olave, maybe you have to add like the 112 on top of the 104, but like a Nico Collins would be awesome. A George Pickens. Again, maybe with these two names, you have to add the 112 to the 104 to kind of get in that wheelhouse. More realistically, like a Luther Burden is kind of like in this range. Maybe he's more like 105 right now. Luther Burden makes a ton of sense. If you're a Roma Dunze guy, this is kind of his range. A Lab McConkey, Garrett Wilson, right? These guys who are ready to help you a little bit more right now. These are all really the 104, 105 range targets for you at wide receiver. Now you could, Domain's in the chat. No comment. I love Notorious. I gave him a 10 out of 10 in the upcoming audition video. Shout out to him. Big fan. At the 112, or at the running back spot, you guys got me bamboozled. Really what you'd be looking for here is like a Ken Walker or a Jonathan Taylor, right? Those are the guys you're looking for. At the 112, maybe it's a Derrick Henry. If you're going to go more competitive, have to be realistic, DeAndre Swift, right? But this sort of combination, I prefer more. If you're able to go out, and let's say you use one of these and you grab a Jadarian Price, but the other pick you use and you go get a Garrett Wilson or something, right? I mean, you got a lineup then of Dak, Love, Bijan, Hampton, Wilson, Rice, Bowers. Then in your flex spots, which you've got two of them, you're now choosing in your flexes between Thomas, Zay Flowers, who do we say? Jadarian Price, for example, right? If you go get a Swift or a Henry, they can be involved. I just think this team is really ready to compete right now. So I'd rather kind of focus on players that I like who are still young, good dynasty assets, but that can help me compete straight away. And that would be kind of the list there for me. But let's jump into the chalkboard. I don't think there's any like desperate moves I'm trying to make here. I might be interested in like a Jordan Love pivot if there's some 2-for-2 deal out there. Otherwise, I think moving, I wouldn't move your 27 first right now. But let's find like a pivot option for Love. So for example, can we pivot from Love to a Baker? Like for example, something like this. So Jordan Love plus the 112 plus DK Metcalf for Baker Mayfield plus AJ Brown, right? That's the type of move, again, accomplishing the same goal that I have for you, where I'm trying to get a better team this year. AJ Brown is a huge upgrade to contend right now this year. You're essentially paying the 112 in Metcalf for AJ Brown, and the other person's getting a perceived upgrade in everyone's rankings, at least right now, to get Jordan Love, which would not be the case in my rankings. Kyler Murray would be interesting, but there's not a name there that I think makes sense. Let's see. Trevor Lawrence. Could you even do this same deal, but for Trevor Lawrence plus Mike Evans? I don't know if it would even cost the 112 on top. You could try to do this deal where it's just like, where you could just do like a second, you know, a second rounder instead. Maybe you don't need to include a pick. I'd be open to a deal like that. Brock Purdy, Jared Goff would be great, but I don't see a pivot here. Unless you did like a Harvey to... this might be possible, actually. So we want Goff and one of those running backs, okay? Jared Goff plus either Scat. If not Scat, then Saquon. Or... who was the last name he had there? CMC. So we'll take that. And we'll give you back Jordan Love plus RJ Harvey in a deal like that. That's the only pivot that I am looking to do. And I don't even think you need to do it. I'm just doing it because I'm a little bit of a hater of Jordan Love. So I don't think you really need to desperately pursue that trade in general. But it's trades that I would send out, see if there's some interest. But I think most of the moves that you would make involve your draft capital. And if you're not able to do those moves before the draft, you know, draft the rookies. They'll get some hype, and then you can get some guys that you want to really contend with right now, or you can keep the rookies and build around them. But I like this pathway for you a lot. Let me know if you have any questions here. Of course, we're going to go to the next team on the docket here, which is your team anyway. So we're going to go to another team of yours. But just want to make sure that if you have any questions about that specific team first, that I get a chance to answer those questions. Looks like this next one's a bigger league. It's a start 11. So that's a big lineup there. A lot of positions to account for. The team name is, I mean, a bunch of emojis. I don't really know what the team name is, but you are currently ranked 7th on the Flock site for the second one. 11th at quarterback, 10th at running back, 2nd at receiver, and 7th at tight end. Okay, cool. Sounds good, Cavalier. So this is a 0.5 tight end premium, big lineup. He says, went hard the 2 years trading picks for players. Now don't have anything above a third before 2028. Chase has been on the block for 4 months without any offers. Feels like too many good young players. Too hard to rebuild, but everything except for wide receiver feels weak. Okay. Okay, let's have a look. So, yeah, our draft capital is shot. And, man, this team is in a rough spot. That running back two, that quarterback room. we have a starting lineup of Shuck, Jones, Jacobs, Brooks, Chase, Amon-Ra, London, Likely, Nico, McConkey, Charbonnet. The receiver room is really what's propping you up big time. Your untouchables, Jamar Chase, obviously on that list. We can add Amon-Ra St. Brown. You've got a great receiver room. That's where a lot of the weight is here. Players that I'd like to hold for you right now. Kenneth Gainwell comes to mind because you definitely need help at running back. Trey Harris, I want to see what he can develop into. Isaiah Likely for sure. And Mark Andrews, as you need to compete right now, he's probably your starter. Players that you can drop. You know, I think Devon Vele we can move on from now after the NFL draft. Trey Lance, you can certainly move on from at this point. On the waiver wire, you've got Mixon there if you want to pick him up, but no one is really all that interesting. See what if Mixon signs somewhere. Look, unfortunately, you have kind of pigeonholed yourself into a contender. You have no flexibility at all whatsoever with this team. So we are going to go windows open, but this is a rougher team than the previous one. I would say C plus feels fair. It's not a bad team. Like, you have a lot of good assets. It's just, it's all at wide receiver. There's no draft capital. You have weaknesses all across the board everywhere else. That just really limits your flexibility. And having no draft capital is tough with a team like this. Look, a Jamar Chase teardown or an Amon-Ra teardown feels like it's got to be your path forward. I don't see another way. I really don't. Let's see if there's something that makes sense. Like, we need to fix quarterback and running back. So, for example, with Neighbors, I mean, could you get something? I mean, you probably couldn't get like a Malik Neighbors plus Kyler Murray. Yeah, I said Tyler. That's what I said. No, I said Kyler. Kyler Murray. I mean, could we get more on top of that? I'm not sure. Maybe a Laporta Andrews swap. Sam Laporta. You add to your team. You send Mark Andrews. Right? That could make a lot of sense. So maybe you're not able to trade Chase straight up, but are you able to kind of wiggle your way into a tear down instead? Because I don't see much other leverage on this squad right now. Could you go down to a Pickens Achane? George Pickens plus Devon Achane. That might be your best option, actually, so far. Don't know if you can net more than that. Probably not. I mean, can you do a Jones-Goff swap? That's maybe the most you could push that. Or you get Jared Goff and you send back Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones plus a third. And you have a third, right? If not Pickens, could you do Rice and Devon? Could you do Rice, Javonte, Goff? There's a lot of flexibility with Team 2. Team 2 is a good team to target for you. Don't like any of those options there. Don't see a natural fit here. Jameson's too far down. Egbuka would be awesome. But man, I don't know how you fill out the rest. Yeah, I mean, you would need like Emeka Egbuka plus Breece Hall plus, and then what, like in early 27 first? I see the guy has 27 first, 2 of them, whatever the earliest is of them. That would be great. If you can't net that much, I mean, the same trade, but you send back something smaller along the lines of like a Mark Andrews, right? I mean, he needs a tight end. So we're trying to get creative here in some of these offers. Let's see. Anybody else? I mean, Justin Jefferson plus like CMC is a no-brainer if they see a perceived gap between Chase and Jefferson and want to get out of McCaffrey before he, quote unquote, hits the cliff. Don't hate that. I don't see many other natural fits, though. Can't tear down to Puka. It's just not going to happen. And there's a little bit of a gap in the strength of these teams. There's clearly been some teams who have made some bad trades and put them in a tough spot. But that would be my main goal. Now, you can do some of these same trades with Amon-Ra St. Brown, but you would get a little bit less, right? So, like Amon-Ra plus Mark Andrews for Neighbors Kyler is probably the most you'd get, right? But Chase is going to give you that premium that Amon-Ra probably doesn't, where people are just willing to pay like real up big time. But those are the ideas I have, Cavalier. Let me know if you have anything that I didn't address that you want some help on. But, yeah, I don't hate the team. I just think it's very unbalanced. And you've got a lot of work ahead of you with the lack of flexibility that you're currently seeing with this squad. But I appreciate you big time. You'll get your playbook within the next 3 to 4 or 5 business days. We'll make sure and get it to you in the message tab of the Flock Fantasy site. But yeah, he says, sounds good. I know it's a rough spot and appreciate the trade ideas. I got you. I got you, my friend. Okay. Let's go to B Jack. B Jack. Appreciate you, man. Let me know if you're in the chat. Team name is BJack11. You are currently ranked 9th in your league. It is a Superflex start 8, only a 10 team. Wow, that's a really small lineup. Superflex start 8. Super small lineup. Geez. No tight end premium. So, I mean, sounds like one single flex on a team like this. The Flock site has you 10th at quarterback, 2nd at running back, 8th at receiver, and 4th at tight end. Untouchables on this team are Jahmyr Gibbs. He really is your only untouchable. I wouldn't say you have another one. Players that I want to hold, Brian Thomas. Let's add Kyler Murray there. You kind of need Kyler Murray at this point. Then players that we can drop. If you need to clear space, I think Troy Franklin is droppable. And if you had to, Kyle Williams, I don't really want to drop those names. Does that mean there's interesting stuff on the waiver wire? Yes. Wow. You've got a great waiver wire. So Parker Washington should not be on the waiver wire. You've got Jonathan Brooks, who shouldn't be on the waiver wire. These are names that you should pick up over Troy, over Kyle Williams. Jalen Coker, another great name. Malik Willis. Dude, your entire waiver wire is stacked. Rashad White, Chigakonkwo. These guys should all be rostered in this format. I would go pretty aggressively after those guys on the waiver wire and clear off Debo, Troy, Kyle Williams. You might even have to drop Terrence Ferguson. Looking at the starting lineup, though, we've got Kyler, Darnold, Gibbs, Henderson, Wilson, Thomas, Fannin, Flowers. Not a bad starting lineup. Quarterbacks are weak. Wide receivers are a bit weak, but it's a decent lineup there. I kind of lean like this feels... This feels like C flat to me. It's not the strongest team, especially considering it's a sleeper squad. I mean, it's a 10-team league. It's only a start 8. You only have one premium player. there's a lot going against you here. I'll be honest. In a smaller league, I would expect a much better roster. We do have the 107, 109, 110. We've got some picks this year. We don't have our first next year. Damn, okay. That puts us in a Windows Open instead. We don't have our own pick. We got to go out and compete. We're not going to benefit from not having our own pick next year. That's unfortunate. But we're going to go right back to the War Room. Let me export this one for Cavalier. And then we'll reset. Okay. Cool. So going right back to the War Room here. You've got some capital. It's a super flex league. So that 7 is probably going to be like Casey Concepcion. There's no tight end premium here. So I'd say Concepcion is who I would draft there. At the 109, maybe it's a Ty Simpson. Maybe it's a Kenyon Sadiq, which you don't really need. Maybe it's an Omar Cooper. Transparently, same thing happens at the 110. And then beyond that, just get the best players available. I honestly think the 209 is probably less valuable than like 5 of the guys on your waiver wire. I'd much rather package in a deal these picks because I just do not see a scenario in which, you know, the 107 as a rookie, the 109 as a rookie, Simpson, Sadiq, Cooper, these guys aren't helping you win right now, and you really need to go out there and win right now today. So I would say we're going to package those guys in a deal. I'm going to put this on the Discord channel. So if you don't know, under our Discord, there is a War Room tab under the LAN Discord. You'll be able to find your War Room there. But I'm going to do most of your, you know, most of the meat of this review is going to be on the chalkboard. So, like we said, weak quarterback room, weak wide receiver room. We want to fix that. Ideally, if I'm you, with you not having any picks next year, I want to send every single pick away for a veteran that can help me compete right now. So when I look at these players, like, can I get Jalen Waddle, right? Jalen Waddle comes to mind. Not even close. Jalen Waddle. I think Devonta Smith, right? Devonta Smith comes to mind. AJ Brown comes to mind. Who are some other guys kind of in this range? T. Higgins, Jamison Williams, right? That sort of range at the 109, DJ Moore, Christian Watson, you know, Jordan Addison. These are the type of ranges you're probably looking at some of these names for. At running back, you know, that 107, you know, can we go get Javonte Williams would be a great get for you. Javonte Williams comes to mind. You know, Bucky Irving, take a shot on him. A Bashul Tootin. At running back, you know, this late, you're probably not going to get a Tootin. Maybe a Josh Jacobs you might be able to acquire, or a DeAndre Swift, right? But ideally, I like to trade all 3 of these picks. Like, hypothetically, let's say you got, let's be realistic here. Let's say you got Tootin, Watson, Addison. That is immediately going to improve your lineup straight away. I also wouldn't mind, by the way, sending this pick for like a Jared Goff if you want to get a better quarterback at quarterback 2 instead of Darnold. But you've got Stafford and Murray there. That's not a bad 1-2 combo. But go to the market, see what these picks are worth in your league. And, you know, I think that's the way I will build out this team. I appreciate you letting me look at the squad, my friend. Okay, guys, transparently, I don't have time to do all of these reviews today. I need to script the rest of a video. The Flock League, I just recorded like 2 hours of audition stuff previously. Yeah, I don't have time to do these today. Maybe, I'm trying to think of when I can get these done. I might go live Thursday night and do these reviews. Okay. Apologize though. I was trying to get all the ones done that were submitted before today. But is anybody in the chat right now that's going to be upset about that? Just being transparent with you guys. I need to get some content out to my video editor, and I don't want to push his schedule back. But I appreciate the support from all of y'all. Appreciate y'all being here, hanging out with me. But like I said, I will be live on, let's call it Thursday night, and I'll do the rest of these reviews. Appreciate you guys so much. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you soon. Nothing but love.